Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of August 9th. I'm Catherine Halecko and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. So this week we took another week of our Olympics enforced break from making it, and we decided to force Terry to watch Schitt's Creek to see if we can get her into that show. We watched 5 episodes on IMDb's list of 5 Schitt's Creek episodes guaranteed to get you hooked. So, did it get you hooked? Did these episodes get you hooked?
I am a difficult to catch fish. I am very floppy. I am very wise to the ways of fishermen. I am not hooked easily. I enjoyed it more by the end than at the beginning. So to that degree, it did win me over a bit. Did I feel like I wanted to immediately sit down and watch all the remaining episodes? Nah. It was fine. I'm good.
I think it's a very character-driven show. So, it builds on itself because as you get to know the characters more, you want to watch more.
Yeah.
And like I love Patrick and Stevie.
Yes.
And
I was going to say they were my favorites, and I was happy that not all the town people were caricatures. I thought they were great. I really liked those two.
Mm-hmm. And the episodes we watched, Patrick wasn't in the first couple, I don't think, because he's a little bit of a later addition.
Right.
So yeah, it's, and as I mentioned to you before we started recording, these were pretty Alexis-y episodes, I thought, I think most people would consider the character of David to be like the breakout and the biggest.
But I feel like you don't need a whole lot of him to make an impression because he is such a breakout, and so you can have like 3 or 4 really funny scenes with him, and it's like excellent. And of the Roses, I liked the 2 younger ones better, possibly because they're less familiar to me, but also because I thought their characters were a little richer, and I hadn't seen them before, so I really enjoyed, those characters in particular. Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy, I've been watching since I was in high school, and I love them nostalgically, and they're perfectly fine in this. They're doing absolutely the stuff I have loved them doing for years and years. And maybe it's just that, what else you got? I don't know. It made me think of the first season of Parks and Rec that was very caricatured and where, Leslie was a ridiculous figure. And then in the next year, they started putting more heart in it. And by the end, it was heart all the heck over the place.
Yeah.
Maybe too much heart by the end. But there was a fine balance in the middle few seasons where you just loved everybody so much. And I wished that this is clearly more from that first season's type of comedy than the kind of thing I have come in my old age to enjoy, which is much more heartfelt and emotional and less satirical, I guess, or I don't know what it is exactly, but it's like a difference. But it felt like the difference between those two things. And I used to like this sort of thing better. Yeah. And now I like that sort of thing better. So, it was fun. I didn't mind it. It was pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
It had moments that made me laugh. It had lots of people that I was, gee, Chris Elliott, good to see you, man. I wish you were
good to see you, but only for a
charactered annoying fella. But okay, you're still working.
He's definitely
guy from Beneath the Seats at Letterman. You're still working. You go.
He's a small doses person for sure.
Yeah. But, it was just, I went back and watched on YouTube some SCTV, which I remember very much liking back when it was first on.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't watch it now. So it's just, I've changed. It hasn't gotten worse. It hasn't gotten different. It's just not my bag anymore.
Yeah.
That's sort of the sort of thing that Catherine O'Hara is doing in Schitt's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate it. I can applaud it. Nobody does it better. I'm just not that interested in it. Is that terrible?
No.
There's like 5 million different types of entertainment on offer right now. So
Yes,
I feel like I can go, thank you. That's a very attractive dish. But you know what? I prefer this one. So I wish, don't wish it well because it's done now, but I'm glad it was successful. I'm glad people enjoyed it
now, and it did quite well for
yes,
itself.
and I totally understand why people enjoyed it. And it has many charming qualities. Many scenes that I thought were particularly funny, and many scenes that I saw coming from a mile away, and others that I thought I saw coming from a mile away but turned out to be different, which is always refreshing. And they're not long, these episodes.
No.
So it's not a chore to polish one off. I felt like it gave a fairly good representation to all the different seasons. And certainly Patrick was an excellent addition.
Yeah.
He's just adorable.
Yeah, he's just
Played off
adorable.
David in a way that made David seem much less.
Not as terrible.
I don't think he was ever terrible. I think he was just, I don't know. He was. I thought he was sort of adorable all the way through, but they played off each other extremely well. And I also thought that Stevie was a very enjoyable character, and that she just seemed so like a normal person caught in the wrong movie.
The weird orbit of the Rose family.
Yes.
But, the episode, I think it might be the last one we watched, the premiere, where one of the plots is her having stopped working at the motel, kind of to see what else was out there, and then sort of deciding that she wanted to come back, and the relationship that she has with Johnny Rose, which is the Eugene Levy character, just is very, very sweet.
That was a plot line that made me think, wow, a bunch of story has gone under the bridge since I watched a previous episode. Yes. I wonder what that was all about. Not enough to go back and watch it, but it's like, obviously lots of things happened, and, this is being played out very nicely.
Yeah, there's another very funny episode where she, so she owns the motel, and Rose has decided to, he's like her partner, and they're working together, and then she's like, well, I'm going to go kind of see what other job options are out there for me. And she goes to this interview to be a flight attendant for this terrible airline that was mentioned in this this episode. So that is actually quite a funny episode when you see how that goes down. So.
Yeah. I kind of felt like Eugene Levy had the least character to play. Does he do more in some? I mean, he was perfectly fine for what he was doing, and I could kind of see what the character was supposed to be. But the other three had much larger presence.
Yeah, he's a little more, he's almost the straight man.
Yeah.
And the way it develops between him and Stevie is very, very sweet.
That is nice.
He's definitely a father figure to her. And you can see how, even with his own kids, he's more grounded, let's say, than their mother.
Which is not saying much, but still.
Right. So, yeah. Anything in particular, like, I don't know, should we say all the ones we watched?
Yeah.
Well, there was one from season 1, which is Wine and Roses. So this is Moira trying to be an actress again by being in a commercial for a winery.
Yeah, that we've all seen that before. And it went pretty much in the direction that one expected.
Yeah.
Again, well done. No shade on Catherine O'Hara whatsoever. She's doing the job.
Yeah, I wasn't sure why. I guess this was selected for this this IMDb list just because it is well known, because many people have seen the clips of her saying like Herb Ertlinger. But I think there's another episode where they go and taste all the wines before this one. And that one might be better.
Yeah.
So, then from season 2, Bob's Bagels. This was a Johnny focused episode where he offhandedly mentions a bagel shop idea in front of the townsfolk. Yes. And next thing you know, they've dredged up this weird dude who knows how to make bagels or knows how to make a bagel oven.
I think he just has bricks.
Yeah.
I think that's the extent of his skill, but he wants to be the bagel baker.
Yes.
And who is this Bob guy? Because he doesn't really figure that much in the episodes that follow. I couldn't quite figure out who he was.
Yeah, he's just one of the people in the town, and he's on the, like, town council or whatever.
Just a wacky town folk.
Yeah, and he owns this garage, and, at some point, Johnny rents, like, a desk in the garage so that he can have office space. Like, so that's what's happening in that episode there.
It's really a good-looking show. I mean, even the seedy town places, the sets are so nicely done, and the cinematography is very nice on them. That even if I don't necessarily know what's going on, it's like, geez, that's a nice shot. That looks good. They did a good job set decorating this seedy hotel room, and this garage, and this apothecary,
and the building, the sort of multi-purpose town building where everything happens.
Yes.
Where the choir rehearses, and where they have the movie premiere, and where they have the council meetings and all that stuff. So that was Bob's Bagels. Then there was one from season 4 called Pregnancy Test. The classic, like, everybody thinks one person's pregnant, but it's actually someone else.
Right. But
we've definitely seen that before.
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely seen that before. And I gotta say, credulity-wise, I don't think you go into somebody's motel bathroom with the wastebasket the size of a thimble and throw your pregnancy test away in there. I mean, if there's a huge trash can and you can sort of make sure it goes down to the bottom so nobody's ever going to see it. Right. But you leave it in that motel room trash can, you know somebody's going to see it because you can see everything that's in there. That seems to me like, I mean, I don't know that character that well. She popped up in most of the episodes, but not exactly as a character study. But I think you stick that bad boy in your purse.
Yes. Yes. Well, and also, it wasn't clear from this, but in, I think, that the very first episode we watched where you saw Alexis, like, gathering trash on the highway with a handsome
What did she do that she had to do that?
I forget. I think she drove. I think it was vehicle related. I don't. She had. But she had to do community service.
But the handsome guy is the son of.
Exactly. He's the
Chris
son
Elliott
of,
and the pregnant lady.
Yes. So somehow
and he looks like 32. So how is that possible?
Exactly. Yeah.
I was looking at IMDb and I'm saying, I know his name was Mutt, but this doesn't seem right.
It's tough to add that all up. That you let wash
frisky
over
at a young age. What do you want?
Yeah. And that episode also had the classic sitcom thing of, like, they're having a conversation and each one thinks they're talking about something else, which I don't like those kind of plots.
Yeah, I'm not big on the comedy of misunderstandings or humiliation. And this show traffics in both of those things fairly skillfully, and yet still, as I said, going to another part of the buffet. But, but it was well done for that sort of thing. And I was glad that it got resolved quickly, that it didn't go the entire episode of them misunderstanding each other.
The whole thing, the we're talking about two different things situation doesn't last very long. So
that was merciful.
Yes, exactly. Then season 4, another episode from season 4 called Open Mic. This one was recently discussed on the Extra Hot Great podcast.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to go back and listen to that. Because I enjoyed that episode, especially
this one makes me cry.
Yeah, this being sung to part was that was lovely.
It was very, very
and
sweet.
Even Maura had to stop thinking about herself for a minute.
Yep.
And just enjoy that her boy was being sung to.
Yeah.
And that's
I do enjoy that she starts out by saying, "Let me know if I should pull the fire alarm." Like, that's the kind of support you need from your mother.
Right.
So.
Even she was moved.
It's just a very good example of how Patrick, loves David for his quirks and doesn't get bothered at all by the way David is, and he just kind of gently pokes fun at it and moves on.
It's delightful.
It's wonderful.
And David does not mind being poked fun at by him.
Right. Like when he says, "Should I wear the fringed vest for the open mic night?"
Yes, the two of them together play off extremely well. So
yes,
kudos to whatever casting person, or if he's somebody who's just been in their comedic orbit for a while or whatever. But very
Noah
nice pairing.
Reed is his name.
Yes, excellent.
Like him a lot. And then season 6, so that's the final season. That episode was called The Premiere, and this is Maura has been in a terrible made-for-TV, filmed in Bosnia movie. Not made for TV, but direct-to-video is what I meant to say. And they have
The Crows Have Eyes 4 or something like that.
3.
3. Only 3?
Yeah.
There'll be a sequel for sure.
Yeah.
the premiere, will become its own movie.
Yeah, it results in a viral video, that's for sure. So then,
that was pretty silly, and predictable. But, okay.
What did you think would happen when you released a bunch of crows into a crowd of people?
Well, it could have been like on Parks and Rec where they were just dead. At Andy and April's wedding.
That's right.
So, yeah, it was fine, and I don't mean that as damning with faint praise, but I can see the quality, I can see the craftsmanship, I can see why people like it, and I enjoyed watching these 5 episodes, so now I can say that I have watched it too. And, if I had an evening with nothing to do and was casting about my computer for something to stream, I'm not saying I wouldn't just cherry pick another episode out of those. But not compelled to sit down and be a completist. So.
And you don't have to be, it's not
like
a show where you're going to have major spoilers or anything like that.
Right.
So,
right.
But as we've established, you don't care about spoilers.
I don't.
But as a sitcom, it's something that you can watch in bits and pieces.
Yeah. Which, not impossible that I will do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good. I'm glad it wasn't complete failure.
If you have any favorite episodes, Catherine, that you think I should put on my list, or anybody else out there wants to tell me, oh, did you watch this one? You got to watch this one. It's possible that I will have a free evening sometime within the next several years before... Netflix goes out of business, so I'll put it on my queue.
All right. Very good. Well, so next week, Making It is back. It's going to be season 3, episode 6. It's called Remaking Memories.
And this is the one where they're going to eliminate everybody else, right? Because they only have 6 episodes.
I know. I don't know how this
Mega elimination.
No, there's at least another one after this.
I think a storm is going to blow through, and half of them are just going to be taken away by a twister.
Right. And then they won't even have to explain why.
Right.
They won't even have to choose among them.
Tragic, nature-related accident. Who's left?
So we'll watch that. And then to follow up on Schitt's Creek, we thought we would check out Annie Murphy's next project. Annie Murphy is the actor who played Alexis. She is in a show called Kevin Can F Himself, and it's kind of a sitcom. It's like half sitcom, half dramedy. I don't know.
We'll see.
It has kind of a unique shtick to it.
But it's, all those sitcom wives of awful schlubs and what that would really be like, I guess, is the gist of it.
Yes.
So
we're going to watch that.
I tend to enjoy sitcoms where awful schlubs have pretty smart-mouthed wives. So I don't know. I'm feeling a little poked in the eye with a stick by this, but we'll see.
Yes. So it is on a little outfit called AMC Plus, which you can access through Amazon Prime and some other TV providing services. So
throw a dart at your TV and possibly you will hit it.
You might find it. I'm going to put a link on our show notes with how to watch AMC Plus, because they have to put that on their website.
If you figured it out, let us know, because we'll probably still be casting around looking for it by the time you listen to this.
So we'll just check out 2, 3, 4. I don't know. There's 8 episodes. We're not going to watch all 8, most likely.
We'll watch as many as we can do in a 7-day free trial.
Yes, that's the plan. So we'll watch that and Making It for next week.
Hey.
And that's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Terry.
Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.